I'm Jennifer Hochschild. I'm a faculty member in the Government Department, Faculty of Arts and Sciences, and also the African American Studies Department in Arts and Sciences. I'm also a lecturer in the Harvard Kennedy School. And I'm here to talk about my new book, co-authored with Veshla Weaver and Tracy Birch, who are former students of the Inequality and Social Policy program, also here at the Kennedy School. Our book is called Creating a New Racial Order: How Immigration, Multiracialism, Genomics, and the Young Can Remake Race in America. It's got a beautiful cover design, which we're very happy about. The argument of the book is that the current American racial order is in the process of being transformed so that Americans can create a new way of understanding and practicing race. This is not an argument that America is becoming post-racial. We don't really know what that means, and we don't believe it to be the case. But we do believe that America can become a differently racial society, and on balance, one that would be better than anything that we've had up to now in the United States history. A racial order is the beliefs, institutions, practices, resources that organize relationships among a country's races and ethnicities. In the United States, of course, that means Anglos or whites, African Americans or blacks, Latinos or Hispanics, Asian Americans, Native Americans, and a few other smaller groups. The United States had a racial order from slavery, then through Jim Crow segregation and the exclusion of Asians and many other European potential immigrants. A new racial order starting roughly in the 1960s during civil rights era, black protest, the rise in immigration, change in the status of Native Americans. And we say that now, at the 21st century, there can be yet another racial order that's better than any of those previous ones. It's not guaranteed. There's no political guarantees. It will require effort, hard work, will, probably some luck, some good leadership, but it is possible. There are four forces that could lead to this new racial order. One is immigration, in which lots and lots of people are coming to the United States who are neither conventionally black or white or Native American, and who practice and understand race very differently. There's a lot of internal differences within the immigrant population and a lot of differences from native-born Americans. So the second force is multiracialism, which means both marriage across racial groups and identification of individuals with more than one group. Some people identify differently depending on different contexts or circumstances or simply how they feel that day. That's a very different way than Americans have understood and practiced race in the past, and it allows us to move across group boundaries. The third force is genomic science, in which the whole concept of race is being totally transformed. On the one hand, it's clear that race has no deep biological meaning. There's more differences within than across what we understand as racial groups. On the other hand, there are some genetic differences within populations that could matter for medical research, medical treatment. Possibly genomic science will have a big impact on law enforcement, both in the sense of doing a better job of convicting people who have in fact committed crimes, also exonerating people who have not committed crimes for which they were convicted. It runs the risk of creating genetic surveillance of certain groups, especially blacks and Latinos. The final and most important force is young adult Americans, who really think about race very differently than their elders, people of my generation, do. They understand and practice race through experiences not of the civil rights movement or of great boycotts, but rather their formative memories are 9/11, Hurricane Katrina, Obama's election. Young adults grow up in a world in which the single most powerful person in the world is not a white man. So they see race and practice it and understand it and behave quite differently. All of this might permit people to move across racial boundaries, more differences within groups, and race will have less of a determining effect on people's life chances. There are ways in which this could fail, this transformation or this new racial order could fail, which mostly have to do with class differences within and across groups. Excruciatingly high levels of black young male incarceration, especially of poor men, huge and perhaps growing differences in wealth between white population and all other populations, the demonization of undocumented immigrants, discrimination against Muslim Americans, and simply a concern about the loss of group identity, group consciousness, shared fate, shared solidarity, could stop these transformative forces in their tracks. We believe that the transformation, the new racial order, would be better than the old racial order, that it's possible to create it, but there's no guarantees. Thank you.